good he looks when he's starting, how good he looks when he's coming off the bench. Hi, everybody. Again, I'm Vanessa. This is the Hall of Famer, Calvin Murphy. The Rockets needed this win. The magic number is now 1 to secure that playoff spot. What'd you like the most about their performance tonight?
Well, first of all, I think they understand the severity of having to play well to win these games.
Yep.
Number one, you got to understand that the Rockets have a reputation of being a good team. So when teams come in, they're bringing their A game. So the Rockets have got to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. That's number one. Number two, what you want to do is you want to hurry up. I guess, 6 games left? Win that one game to secure the spot where you can start getting some rest going into the playoffs.
All right, let's head to the press conference room and hear from head coach Ime Udoka.
Coach, it seems like this team is looking, in the half court at least, it looks a little more fluid over the last 2 games. Is it down to just the shot making, or are there things that these guys are doing differently?
That we are doing differently, you said?
Yeah.
It is some shot making from some guys that struggled at times, but no, I think the combination we're looking for balance, and we know we got some good isolation guys, we got some good pick and roll players and post up guys, but want to be better in half court execution. Want to play a little bit faster, so we're getting out and running a little bit more. Obviously, defense steals the lead to that as well, but then off ball is our biggest area of improvement. Besides taking care of the ball, I think that's 3 games in a row now, 6, 8, and 7 turnovers tonight. So besides late shot clock violations, and so that's much better there. And just trying to check all those boxes and put some games together going into playoffs.
I was going to ask you about that, Coach, kind of following up on the turnovers and how you guys are taking so much better care of the ball. What do you guys – I know you've talked a lot about consistency. Does it come down to that, or just that and focus?
I would say being strong with the ball, knowing where your outlets are, and then getting out of certain actions that are hurting us at times. And so you avoid putting guys in certain positions. We can take care of the ball better, and I think guys are making a concerted effort when teams go after the blitz to sprint to their spacing, give Kevin and Alperen outlets, and we're attacking a little bit more aggressive out of that. Not the best tonight, especially late, some of the miscues we had there and not being as aggressive as we needed to, but nonetheless we got shots up instead of turnovers.
Milwaukee came in with a ton of injuries, a team that on paper you guys were better than. When you look at a narrow result like this, are you more encouraged by the fact that you guys pulled it out late, or are you more frustrated by the fact that it was so close late?
I would say both. We had 20-point lead and 15 at a time, and then just kind of some sloppy play and lack of defense allowed them to get back into it. We missed a lot of wide open shots that they were kind of giving up, and they made some tough shots. So you look at 17 made threes for them, although we hit 18. That was part of it. It's tough against certain teams with none to lose, coming in playing free. But encouraging the other way that we've lost some games like this year. But we'd like to maintain those leads and, not watch them dwindle.
Reed hit 9 3-pointers tonight. Did you see him shooting the ball with a lot of confidence?
Yes, even on the ones he missed, some really good looks. He was ready to fire again. And I would say overall, just say, off-shooting nights by some other guys. Kevin had great looks, and Jabari going 2 for 8. Tari 1 for 7. A lot of wide open looks in the zone, and he knocked those down. It's a little bit different of margin, but loved Reed's aggressiveness. Playing on and off ball, whether he was handling or being a recipient of some passes in the zone. We're gonna need that from him.
In that third quarter and a little bit early on in that fourth quarter, they were able to get to the paint with ease. Was that due to the fact that they had hit so many three-pointers? I think they hit 10 three-pointers in the third quarter. Did your defensive scheme have to change a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit. We stayed locked in a little bit more. They were getting downhill and some offensive rebounds that led to kickouts, and so we wanted to stay more locked into the shooters, allowed them to get to the basket, and I think obviously Jang had a big game and scored on pretty much everybody, but got to the basket way too easy at times, and so it's give and take when a team hits that many threes. With some guys you'll live with some shots. You got to adjust it on the fly, and we tried to take that away. I think we did obviously a better job in the fourth quarter guarding the 3, but opened up the lane a little bit.
Coach, just in terms of pace, do you think that given that this team has played at a slower pace all year, that it actually helps going into the playoffs where the game does slow down, or how do you see that playing faster versus
if your execution is good in the half court and you're taking care of the ball, great, and so there are going to be more long possessions where you have to grind it out, and that's who we've kind of been all year. And but the turnovers is the main thing: getting shots up and getting offensive rebounds, and limiting turnovers, winning that possession battle. If you don't do those things, it doesn't really matter if you're playing fast or slow. And so, I like the trend, the way we're trending. We're taking care of the ball. Obviously, it makes a huge difference in our outcomes.
Can you talk about how important it is, especially at this point in the season, to have different guys each night step up big? If it's one night it's Kevin, one night it's Alpy or Reed, how that factors into going to the playoffs?
Yeah, it's good to not just be able to play one way or be so dependent on one guy. And so we can do it multiple ways. Like I said, I think our turnovers have improved, and the half-court offense, we don't just want to be isolation, post-up, stagnant. Depending on double teams, we want to get better at the off-ball, and I think everybody else can be a recipient of that when we're playing that way. And I think our high assist numbers, taking care of the ball, and using our off-ball has been much better lately. And so that's going to lend itself to being different guys on different nights, especially when we're not drawing up specific plays for guys, a little bit of read and react, and I think the guys have improved on that throughout the year.
Coach, in the fourth quarter, you guys were able to generate some good looks off of KD double teams. What's been the biggest factor in improving in that area?
Taking care of the ball, that's the main thing. And, not turning it over and getting it to our playmakers in the pocket or the outlets and being aggressive from there. And so, yeah, we had some great looks that we missed. Alpy had one at the rim. My man had a few at the rim before he made his late. And then some kick-out threes that we missed. And so you have to trust it. And, teams are going to be able to double if they want to. It doesn't have to be him in a pick and roll. He has the ball. They can just go, hit and try to get the ball out of his hands, and we got to be better at that. And at times we have been. At times we struggle with it. And so tonight, when you take care of the ball and get it to our guys and trust what's behind it, more often than not, you'll be in good shape.
What did you see on that Jabari turnover late after the missed free throw?
He threw it into their hand. Saw it from my angle. Obviously, you can hold it. They're doubling him. It looked very reminiscent of the Duke game. So at that point, you got timeouts, but you got some wide open people as well, and you just got to obviously throw it a little bit higher. But, yeah, that's what I saw from my angle.
How do you balance the decision of, do I call a timeout there or do I let the situation play out?
He's not doubled yet. He doesn't have a dead ball, so he can still, get out of that position. But you do have wide open people up court as well. And so I guess throw it as high as you need to get it there. But knowing that we have two timeouts, I'm always looking for a ref to stand by as well. Thank you.
Great stuff. All right, more to come on Rockets postgame, including a great night from Alpy, Reed, some effort from the bench. We're going to break it all down coming up.
He
said me?
Which is a subpar game for him, but a great game for a lot of other people. But, the fact of the matter is he can get his shot when he wants it. I like the fact that he's concerned about his teammates, getting them involved in the game early to make it easier for him as the game goes on.
Absolutely. And one of the cool things about when Reed or any Jabari, when they heat up, it gives Kevin not only a little bit of a break, but it gives him a chance to show off facilitating and setting other guys up, which he still enjoys at this point in his career.
Well, that's a good point you brought up, because everybody looks at him as just a shooter because he scores so much. But the fact of the matter is he's showing that he still has a well-rounded game. He can rebound. He's getting the ball to the right people at the right time.
Right.
Defensively, he's doing a nice job supporting around the basket. So, yeah, you're right. He is still trying to show that he is a all-around basketball player, not just a shooter.
Absolutely. All right, well, Reed was hot tonight, and coming up on Rockets postgame, we're going to go to the press conference room and hear from Mr. Shepard after he got his career high in three-pointers. 9 threes tonight for Reed. We'll hear from him next.